Good day, this is Ray. Today is Saturday, June 1st, 2024 for me. Another day of learning and growing. Hope that you, your family, friends, loved ones are doing well and staying safe and living a little bit dangerously this morning. It is 4:30 before I even take my first set of medications. And I want to go ahead and record this video and give an update of my May numbers. I know it's June 1st, but because last week was a full week, the week that we're in currently is a full week, I decided to just go ahead and do the video this morning. So without further ado, let me just go ahead and jump into my presentation of my debt payoff journey so far. If you haven't watched my previous videos, I was diagnosed with lupus in May of 2019. And last year I decided to start sharing my debt payoff journey. Here's the big picture. So June 2020, at the age of 41, I had a snapshot of what my debt was at the time, and that was over $115,000 of consumer debt or non-mortgage debt, which was a combination of credit card debt, personal loans, 401k loans, loans on installment. Payments on installment, such as furniture, cell phones, things of that nature, auto loan, and the biggest part of my debt over my life has been a student loan, or student loans. And so that was a snapshot in time of what my debt was. And in May of 2021, at the age of 42 is when I learned how to start budgeting. And I learned how to budget from Brad Long at zerodebtcoach.com. And that was the best investment I could have made, because I actually learned how to assign my money to be able to pay down debt, as well as establish an emergency fund, and to just really get control of my finances for the first time in my adult life. December 2021, became a homeowner. Now, that was kind of crazy how it happened, but it had to happen because the rents in the area that I'm living in is just a lot higher, probably in the state actually, and it just made sense for me to go ahead and buy a home. I was fortunate that I had a 401k that I was able to dip into to be able to afford the down payment and any fixes that I needed to do to the place to make it livable. January 2024 hit a big milestone. I paid off half of that consumer debt, and that was something to celebrate. Now moving on to the numbers. At the beginning of this year, in January, I started off at $57,531.97. In January, I paid off $906.97. February, paid off $935.36. March, paid off $1512.66. April, paid $1053.24. And this month in May, I paid off $1021.21. Sort of a mixed bag, because I could have paid off more, but in May, I took a trip to Chicago, and I paid for 2 nights in a hotel that was very expensive. Even though we had a company discount, it was still a lot. And I set aside some money for the trip, not too much, because most of the nights I stayed there was paid for. Most of the food was paid for. I did pay for a trip to go to the Art Institute of Chicago, which wasn't that expensive, and I paid for some groceries. But because of that, I probably paid. I probably could have paid about $1,500 worth of consumer non-mortgage debt off, but it didn't happen. This is where I am. So for the first 5 months of the year, I've paid off a total of $5,429.44, which is great. I'm definitely happy about that. I'll give a comparison of last year's year to date and this year's year to date a little bit later in the presentation, but that's a looking at the first 5 months of this year. Once again, my baby emergency fund is fully funded. Always happy about that. Let me see. One other slide I wanted to throw in is kind of give you an idea of what my percentages of debt looks like. So currently, 71% of my debt is student loans, and then 29% of my debt, of my non-mortgage debt, is for personal loans. So what you don't see here is any medical debt, credit card debt, and debts on installment, like I said earlier, such as a cell phone. You may have furniture, things like that. Auto loan, 401k loan. I don't have any of that. Some of that I did consolidate into a personal loan because the payments were so high, the interest rates were extremely high. Any of the credit card debt that was smaller, I did pay that off, and so that's not something you're seeing here. So just kind of give you an idea of how my debt breaks down. Unfortunately, the student loan debt is the highest of the debt, but I'm able to deal with that. Let me see. So yeah, might as well go ahead and cover this. So looking at my year to date in 2023, up to this point, I had paid off $4,293.35. Year to date this year, I paid off $5,429.44, which means I'm ahead by $1,136.09. Definitely something to be grateful for. Could have been more in the past 2 months, actually. March, I actually could have paid off $2,000 worth of consumer debt. April, I could have paid off about $1,500 worth of consumer debt. In May, I could have paid off $1,500. So it is what it is. I didn't. I'm hoping to this month be able to pay off $1,500 worth of consumer debt, maybe even a bit more. We shall see how that goes. But the one thing I want to say is that I have been budgeting now for exactly 3 years in 1 month. I've been paying off this consumer debt, or at least where I've identified it, for exactly 4 years this month. What's happening is the more and more I do this, the better I get at budgeting. It's like anything. The more you practice something, the better you get at it. I was a musician for years, and I remember spending nights in the practice room, going to performances, listening to performances, performing, composing music. All those things happen because I invested the time, and as you can see with my student loans, invested the money in becoming a better musician. And that's what I'm doing with budgeting. I'm not spending as much time 4 or 5 hours in the evening practicing budgeting, but each month I get better at seeing how much I'm able to afford, how much am I actually spending towards debt, how much more can I spend towards it, what things I can cut back on spending from. One of the things we have watched my previous videos is that I cut my own hair. I'm so good at it that I'm bald. I'm just kidding, of course. I decided to cut all my hair off. I actually identified that I started cutting my hair in 2015, so almost 10 years. I decided to start cutting my own hair because I noticed I was starting to bald, probably because of a result of lupus. That's actually one of the signs. But it's just easier for me. I save money, and that's what a big way for me to save money. Maybe you could do the same. For women, maybe less trips to the beautician or to the hairstylist will save you money. But I just want to. I'm going to wrap up this video But I want to encourage you. No, I can't wrap up this video because there's a big thing that I almost forgot to do that I always do in every video. Like I said, now it's 4:46 in the morning, and I am super tired, but I think I'm doing all right. So going all the way back, June 2020, my consumer debt was $115,041.89. I paid off a total of $62,939.36. My consumer debt as of today is $52,102.53, which means I paid off approximately 55% of my original consumer debt. Don't know how I almost forgot that, but that is that's big. Getting very close to being at $50,000 worth of consumer debt or non-mortgage debt, which I would say I'm excited for, but it's still a lot of money. And you know, what you're not seeing is my mortgage. You know, I have a lot of debt. Well, what's different about me now is that I'm focused on paying off the debt in a short amount of time. I'm not sure if I mentioned this. I want to have my home paid off before I retire, of course. But actually, if I can do this, pay off my consumer debt, and then just start throwing as much money as I can towards my mortgage, I could probably pay it off in 10 to 15 years, which is before I retire. Okay, if you made it this far, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. You know where to find my videos, or you know when I post my videos. You can find me at youtube.com/@LucasLifestyle. I'm getting ready to have my first dinner the next day, so I'm gonna have breakfast, and I gotta go pick up my groceries. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you all take care.